Hello, and welcome to Mindfulness for Beginners, day 5. I'm going to talk about whether or not you're getting it right. How can you tell? So we kind of have a couple of tapes that run in my head. One is that by now I should be good at this, and the other is that I'm never going to get good at this. So by now, this is day 5. So by now you've done 4 sessions with me. That's 80 minutes. If you've done another session at home each day, that makes it 120 minutes. That's 2 whole hours. So obviously by now you should have cracked it. By now you should be feeling deeply chilled and deeply relaxed. It should be coming naturally. It should be all it's cracked up to be. And yet it's not. And you doubt whether you're doing it right. And everybody doubts themselves about lots of stuff every day. And it comes and goes. And you can't really think of an area where you doubt yourself, where you're not doing it in comparison to somebody else, how somebody else is doing it, to what the norm is, an external barometer. And that's not a good barometer to use. The good barometer to use is an external one, which is, how am I doing? Now, the challenge with that is that if mindfulness is new to you, then you're trying to learn something and do something and reflect on something all at the same time. And you have an idea of what it should be like, and you have an idea of what you should feel like when you're doing it, but somehow that doesn't necessarily measure up to your experience. And that's because you're kind of basing it on stuff you see in the media, of your idea of what mindfulness or meditation would be like, and not the reality of it. It's kind of about as inaccurate as saying, what is a good sunrise? Well, a good sunrise will be, whatever mood you're in as you see the sunrise will be the thing that determines a good sunrise. And there is an argument that would say, actually, every sunrise you see is a good one, because if you haven't seen, if you miss a sunrise, you're dead, sort of thing. But this question of, am I doing it right, comes up again and again and again. And I hate to give the politician's answer, which is, it is what it is. Or the Buddhist philosopher answer, it very much is what it is. At this stage, in the first couple of months of doing something like this practice, the thing we encourage people again and again is just sit with it. You can reflect on the practice. It's a really good thing to do. Absolutely reflect on what you're doing, but reflect in a practical sense to start with. So, am I making time to do it? Is the length of the session suiting me? Is the voice I'm listening to suiting me? Am I better in quiet or with a voice? Am I properly feeling comfortable? If I'm not settling, perhaps should I try it in a different room or a different space? Perhaps I'm not doing it at the right time of the day. Should I try a different time of the day? So to start with, when you are assessing whether you're doing it right, really focus on the practical stuff, which is that if you're feeling things aren't quite settled, then try different places, different times, different stuff. But what we're trying to establish is you feeling settled with doing it, not with the experience of what it is when you do it, but the experience of being able to say, yeah, I'm someone who does mindfulness. I'm feeling comfortable that is what you're doing, that's what you're making the statement to doing. In the same way that I could say, I'm someone who plays tennis. And all that tells you is I have a tennis racket and a ball and I'll hit one over the net. Actually, I don't play tennis, so it was a bad analogy. But mindfulness is very much the same thing. Getting comfortable with the phrase of being able to say, I do this, that's the starting point. And that's what we're aiming for. And that is the best barometer of whether you're doing it right. Doing it right is getting comfortable with it. Outside of that, the experience of doing it, whatever your experience is right. It's fine. And it will change and it will flow and it will be other things. But it's right. It may sound a trite answer, but it really, really is. Focus on sticking with it. Focus on doing it for a couple of months. Focus on the practical, physical side, and then review it again. So we should start a practice. And as ever, take a moment to get comfortable, to settle yourself. And then allow your attention to go to your feet and allow yourself to be conscious of your feet. And then as you become conscious of your feet, allow your eyes to close. And then heighten your attention on your feet. Really focus on how your feet feel. Really allow yourself to engage with how your feet feel. Then draw your attention up to your knees and allow yourself to be aware of your knees and notice how your knees feel. And then draw your attention to your seat and notice what it feels like to be sitting. Notice how it feels to be sat. Then draw your attention to your low back and notice how that feels. And then draw your attention to your mid back and notice how that feels. And then to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels. And then draw your attention to your shoulders. Focus on your shoulders, the front parts of your shoulders, the top of your shoulders and the back of your shoulders. Really be aware of your shoulders. Follow that as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as you breathe in and out, feel your breath, feel your chest. Really allow yourself to be aware of how the breath fills your chest as you breathe in and out. Feel how much your chest expands with and contracts with each breath. And then as you breathe in and out, allow yourself to be aware of how much your shoulders and the top part of your back also expands and contracts with each breath. And if you get distracted by other thoughts, don't worry about it. When you realize you've been distracted, just draw your attention back to your breath. And feel how much your chest and your back both expand and contract with each breath. Allow yourself to be aware of these subtle changes as you breathe in and out. And as you breathe in and out, be aware of how your head and neck rise and fall as you breathe in and out. Feel the breath extend right the way through your head, right at the top of your head and the back of your head as well. How the breath as you breathe in fills your head as well as your chest as you breathe in and out. And then allow yourself to be aware of how much you breathe into your arms as well. And just be aware as you breathe in and out, the breath extends right through your chest, it fills your head, but also each breath you breathe in down your arms to your fingertips. And then you exhale. And you feel that rhythm, that cycle of the breath as you breathe in down to your fingertips, up to your head, through your torso. You feel that breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And then as you breathe in and out, you're aware of how much your abdomen changes and how your diaphragm pushes down just below your ribs. Feel yourself as you breathe in, this area extends and then it relaxes. But as you breathe in, feel the breath extend past the diaphragm, right down to your navel. So really have the sense as you breathe in and out that you're breathing in down to your navel and then relaxing and breathing out. Breathing down to your navel and then relaxing and breathing out. And just follow that breath as you breathe in and out. And then I'd like you to be aware of all of those bits together, of how the whole top half of your body breathes. So as you breathe in, as the breath extends down to your fingertips, down to your navel, up to the top of your head, through your chest, through your back. So you have a sense of a full body breath. You're breathing into all of the top part of the body as you breathe in and out. And as you breathe in and out, feel yourself breathing down through your seat, right the way to your toes. So you feel that as you breathe in right the way down to the tips of your toes. And then relax as you breathe out. But feel that breath going right the way down to the tips of your toes. Really feel how you breathe in through your seat and your thighs and your calves, right the way to your toes. That the breath fills those parts of you as you breathe in and releases as you breathe out. And then I like to put it all together to feel yourself as you breathe in and out, that you breathe into the entire body. So basically right to your skin, to your edge, everywhere. The top part of the body and the bottom part of the body. As you breathe in and out, I'd like you to feel yourself breathing into your skin all over the body at the same time. As you breathe in and then relaxing as you breathe out. But feel that breath filling all of you and then relaxing as you breathe out. And just follow that rhythm. Follow the rhythm and feel that connection of the breath as you breathe in and out. As we come towards the end of the practice, allow your attention to move from your breath back to your head. Keep your eyes closed, but allow your attention just to move back to your head and to be aware of your head, the front part, the sides and the back as it sits on your shoulders. And just notice your head. And then allow your attention to move to your shoulders. And allow yourself to be aware of the front of your shoulders and the top of your shoulders and the back of your shoulders. And really notice how your shoulders feel and how settled they feel and how steady they feel. And then allow your awareness to move into your arms and notice how your arms feel as they hang at the sides of your body. Notice how they're resting. Notice how settled they feel. Just take a moment to be really aware of your arms. Then allow your attention to move your hands and notice how your hands feel. And allow yourself to be aware of your hands and how they're resting on the body. And just really take a moment to be focused on your hands. And then allow your awareness to move to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels. Be fully conscious of this area of the body. And allow your focus to move down to your mid-back and notice how your mid-back feels. And then allow your awareness to move to your low back. Allow yourself to be aware of your low back and how that feels. And then draw your attention to your seat. Really feel what it feels like to be sitting. Really feel what it feels like to be steady and supported and stable and just sitting here. Then draw your attention to your knees. Allow yourself to be aware of your knees. And then allow your focus to move to your feet. Just make contact with your feet. Notice how steady they feel. Notice how reliable they feel. And just be really aware of your feet. And then as we come to the end of the practice, you can open your eyes when you're ready. So my answer really to the question, are you doing it right, is yes. At this stage, in the early stages, if you're simply doing it, then you're doing it right. By all means, play around, look at different videos, listen to different things, read different books, but don't overthink it. In the first couple of months, the focus is just on doing, and just take it as a few minutes out to do this, and then see where it takes you. I hope that was helpful, and see you again. Bye-bye.